My name is Rachel. I'm the one everyone in my family calls the dependable one. The one who always shows up. The one who always helps. The one who never says no. For years I wore that title like a badge of honor. Until the day it cost me $15,000. And nearly my entire family. They called me selfish. Called heartless. All because I asked for my own money back. But what they didn't know was that I had proof. And by the time I was done, the entire family would see who the real villain was. Before we go any further, if you've ever helped someone and it came back to hurt you, hit that like button. Because this story is going to hit close to home. And if you believe people should be held accountable, even when it's family, make sure you subscribe. I share real, raw stories like this all the time, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now tell me this. Someone owed you $15,000. Would you ask for it back? Or just let it go? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's see who stands on principle and who walks away. Before all of this, I was the one the family bragged about. You know the type. She's doing so well for herself. We're so proud of her. She always lands on her feet. I had built my life from the ground up. Long hours, late nights, sacrifices no one ever saw. Stable career, a steady income. The kind of life that looked effortless from the outside. But it wasn't effortless. It was earned. And somewhere along the way, being successful quietly turned into being available. At first it felt good to help. Covering a cousin's emergency bill. Paying for my aunt's birthday dinner. Pitching in for holidays so everyone could celebrate without stress. I told myself, this is what family does. And every time I showed up they praised me. Called me generous, reliable. The one they could always count on. But here's the part no one talks about. The more you give, the more people start to expect. Not appreciate. Expect. What used to be thank you slowly turned into you've got it, right? And if I hesitated, even for a second, I could feel it. That shift in energy. That quiet judgment. Like my worth in the family had become tied to what I could provide. So when Danielle called me crying that night, I didn't just hear desperation. I heard obligation. It started with a phone call. Now Danielle and I weren't especially close. We had a normal cousin relationship. Cordial, polite, familiar. The kind where you hug at family gatherings, laugh during holidays, but don't really share your day-to-day lives. Growing up she had always been pleasant. Easy to get along with, no drama. And our families were close. Her mother, my aunt, was practically a second fixture in our home. She and my mom talked all the time, visited often, showed up for everything. So even though Danielle and I weren't personally tight, there was trust by association. And here's the thing. Danielle wasn't irresponsible. She had a stable job, a steady income, a normal life. She had never, not once, shown signs of financial trouble. Which is why, when she called me crying so hard, I could barely understand her. Please. I don't know who else to ask. I'm about to lose everything. Rent was overdue, bills stacked. She said she just needed help, temporary help. It didn't feel like manipulation. It felt like a nothing had gone seriously wrong. Please. I don't know who else to ask. I'm about to lose everything. Her voice was shaking, desperate, real. I hesitated, but only for a moment. Because in my mind, this wasn't just a cousin asking for help. This was family. This was someone who had never asked for anything before. So I asked one simple question. Will you pay me back? Without missing a beat. Yes, I swear. Give me 3 months. That same night, I transferred $15,000. My savings, my safety net. Gone, just like that. At first, everything seemed normal. He thanked me constantly, checked in, promised updates. Then slowly, she changed. Texts became shorter. Calls stopped getting answered. Month 3 came and went. So I reached out, calm, respectful. Hey, just checking in about repayment. Her reply, you know I'm still struggling. Something didn't feel right. Because while she was struggling, her social media told a very different story. New outfits, weekend trips, expensive dinners. I stared at my phone, my stomach twisting. So I asked again, more firmly, is time. That's when everything exploded. At first it was just one message from Danielle. You're really asking me for money right now? Well, I didn't know you were this selfish. Selfish? You know I'm still struggling. But when I followed up, calm, respectful, asking for a timeline, her tone changed, completely. The next text came sharp, cold. Why are you acting like this? Then another. You don't even need the money. I stared at my phone, my chest tightening. A voicemail came through minutes later. I almost didn't listen, but I did. Her voice wasn't the same girl who cried on the phone weeks earlier. It was flat, defensive. You always act like you're better than everyone, she said. Always flashing money, always playing the hero. I felt something in me crack. Another message. I deserve nice things too. Why is that a problem for you? And then the one that hit the hardest. Maybe it's better if you just share. That's what family does. Share? That's when I realized. She didn't see it as a loan and more. She saw it as something she was entitled to. And it didn't stop with her. She told the family. But not the truth. No, she told her version. That I gave her the money. That I was now harassing her for it back. Within days, the entire family got involved. Aunts, uncles, even my own mother. No one asked me what happened. Because they believed her. My aunt called first, her voice tight with anger. I can't believe you're stressing Danielle out like this. She's going through enough. Then my uncle. You've been blessed financially. Why are you being so selfish? Another message popped up in the family group chat. We're supposed to help each other, not keep score. Help each other. I did help. Then another. You make more money than her. Then another. It's just money. Let it go. Just money. It was my money. But no one asked me for my side. No one asked. What was agreed to? They just decided. I was the villain. And just like that, everything shifted. People I had supported financially, emotionally, started looking at me differently. Family dinners felt colder. Group chats went quiet the moment I typed. Even the invitations slowed, then stopped. But nothing hurt more than my own moth. She called me one evening, her voice heavy with disappointment. I raised you better than this, she said. It's just money. Danielle needed help. Why are you making this such a big deal? Owl. I gripped the phone tighter, my throat burning. Mom, do you even know what happened? She sighed. I know enough. Your aunt is beside herself trying to protect her daughter, and here you are, adding more stress. Sis. That's when something in me snapped. So Auntie can defend her daughter without knowing the truth, I said slowly, my voice shaking. But you're condemning your daughter, without even asking me what happened? Silence. I didn't stop. You know how much I've done for this family, for you, for every one. My voice cracked, but I kept going. Birthdays, holidays, bills. When anyone needed help, I showed up. No questions asked. I swallowed hard. And now you expect me to just let $15,000 go? She didn't answer. So I said what I had been holding in. I'm not the one you should be disappointed in, Mom. My voice steadied, stronger now. I'm disappointed in you. The words hung heavy between us. If this is how easily you believe the worst about me, if this is how quickly everyone turns on me without proof. I exhaled slowly, tears flowing down my cheeks. Then I need to seriously think about whether I should keep supporting people who are so eager to tear me down. The silence on the other end was louder than anything she could have said. And for the first time, I realized just how alone I really was. I remember sitting alone one night thinking, did I do something wrong? But deep down, I knew the truth. And I was done being quiet. So I started digging. Every text, every transaction, every receipt. And what I found was worse than I expected. Danielle wasn't struggling. She was thriving. Shopping sprees. Flights. Even sending money to other people. But the real mistake she made? She left a trail. Messages where she clearly said, I'll pay you back in 3 months. Multiple times. I didn't just have proof. I had undeniable proof. The invitation didn't feel like an invitation. It felt like a summons. Family dinner. Everyone needs to be there. I already knew what it was. An intervention. A setup. They weren't bringing me in to understand me. They were bringing me in to correct me. And I knew exactly how it would go. They would sit me down. Tell me I was wrong. Pressure me subtly at first, then openly, until I admitted it was a gift. And apologized. I almost didn't go. But then I realized something. I needed to see it. All of it. exactly how far they were willing to go. So I went. But before I walked through that door, I made a decision. No matter what happened in that room, I was done. No contact. No more being the family bank. No more being the easy target. This was the E. One way or another. When I walked in, everyone was already seated. Danielle sat near the center, quiet, composed. Practiced. My aunt had her arm around her. My uncle leaned forward, eyes already hardened. My mother. She wouldn't even look at me. I took my seat anyway. The tension was suffocating. Then my aunt spoke. We need to settle this tonight. My uncle followed. This has gone on long enough. Danielle shouldn't be under this kind of pressure. Then my mother finally looked up. Disappointment written all over her face. You need to do the right thing. The right thing. I let the silence stretch. Then I reached into my bag and placed my phone on the table. I agree, I sigh. Quietly. Let's settle it. They weren't ready for what came next. I opened the messages. Not just one. All of them. Danielle's promises. I'll pay you back in 3 months. Her follow-ups. I just need a little time, I promise. Her shift. You don't need the money. Her voice, played out loud for everyone to hear. You always act like you're better than us. The room started to shift. I didn't stop. I pulled up the bank transfers. The exact date, the exact amount. $15,000. Then the receipts. The popping. The trips, the spending. Not survival. Not desperation. Choice. Calculated choice. My aunt's face drained of color first. She turned slowly toward Danielle. You said it was a gift. Danielle didn't answer. My uncle leaned forward, anger rising fast. Is this true? Still nothing. Then my mother. Her breath caught as she looked at the screen again. Her hand trembled slightly. You told me she was harassing you, she whispered. I could see it happening in real time. The story they had believed. Collapsing. I finally looked at Danielle. Do you still want to tell them it was a gift? Her composure cracked. Not completely, but enough. She started then stopped. There was nothing left to say. Because the truth was sitting right there in front of everyone. No one spoke for a long moment. Not my aunt. Not my uncle. Not even my mother. Because now, they knew. My aunt stood up first. Her chair scraped loudly against the floor. You lied to me, she said, her voice shaking, not with sadness, but anger. I defended you. I stood in front of everyone and defended you. Danielle finally looked up, but there was no real apology in her eyes. Just discomfort. My uncle wasn't as restrained. This is unacceptable, he snapped. You don't do this to family. You don't lie, manipulate, and then let someone else take the blame. And then, my mother. She turned to me slowly. Her face had changed. The disappointment was gone. Replaced with something heavier. Regret. I didn't know, she said quietly. I held her gaze. You didn't ask. The words weren't loud, but they landed harder than anything else that night. Danielle didn't apologize. Not really. She muttered something about things getting out of hand, about misunderstandings. But even that felt empty. Because people who are sorry don't let things go that far. The next morning, I got a notification. A transfer. $2,000. No message. No explanation. Just money. Piece by piece. She started paying it back. But by then, it didn't matter. Because I had already made my decision. I stepped back. From the group chats. From the gatherings. From the expectations. From all of it. Some reached out. Some tried to explain. Some even apologized. But I saw things clearly now. Respect isn't proven when things are easy. It's revealed when it's inconvenient. I didn't just get my money back. I got something more valuable. Clarity. Boundaries. And the strength to walk away from anyone who only values me for what I can give. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is this. Not everyone who calls you family deserves access to you. Sometimes, standing up for yourself means standing alone. First, if you've ever been made to feel guilty for setting boundaries, hit like. If you believe respect matters more than keeping the peace, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, would you have asked for the money back or walk it away?